Hi, my name's Bodie, and I'm busting bubbles. Okay, Chumpawumpas, I have been making significant progress, slowly but significantly, with the two 500 or 550 XPs that I'm porting up for a gentleman named Lance down in Pennsylvania. And we've already seen the stock run and the muffler modded run. So now we're going to jump right into the timing advance, then the timing advance plus carburetor work, and then carburetor work only. And at the end, we will summarize everything with all 5 of those dyno runs. All right, I'm back. We got it all fueled and oiled, and since we could have had false readings because of the running out of fuel, then I'll go ahead and do 3 fresh runs. Okay, it definitely appears to have gone down with the timing advance. So that very well could be that it only wakes up whenever I do all of the port work and everything else and get it to run in the higher RPMs, or timing advance could be useless. So I'm not going to do a timing advance on the other one. We'll see how that works out, and then I'll adjust as we go. Next thing, I'm going to pop that carburetor off of there, and I'm going to thin the throttle shafts. Okay guys, so here is the work that I did to the carburetors. All I did was both of the screws on the choke side and the intake side, I remove, and then I Loctite in place, and I leave it dry for a day, and then I come back the next day and I grind off the head of that screw and the back side of the screw, and I take a little bit off the shaft as well. It's not a lot of work, but it can yield big results, especially on a carburetor this small. This is a teeny tiny little carburetor, and it significantly opens it up, I find. And now you may ask, well, what happens if you need to take that carb apart or anything like that? Well, you have essentially just completely ruined the carburetor for any kind of repair situation in the future, for the most part. And so, like, if you ever have to undo what you did just here, then you just got to buy a new carburetor. So, but that's how the cookie crumbles. Okay, we're all warmed up. This is the first run of timing advance and carburetor mod. Okay, so I've done the timing advance, then I did the timing advance plus a carburetor mod. Now I took the timing advance out, so it'll be carburetor mod only. So what we have here is we have our max engine power from highest to lowest. And I'll tell you what all these mean here in just a minute. Start off with average, that's your stock run, average STK, which is stock. It's the average of all the stock runs. There it is, the blue line. You got it, right? Now we got the timing advance. Now this is with a muffler mod, okay? We have a muffler mod and TA, which is timing advance. So that's your next to lowest run. All right, so we went from 4.32 to 4.79 horsepower. Then carburetor only. No timing advance, just a muffler mod and carburetor. That's your 4.81. Then we have the muffler mod, carburetor mod, and timing advance in your purple, 4.84, but your highest is muffler mod only, right here. That's the average of all the muffler mod only runs. If you noticed, I started doing 4 runs. This was 3 runs right here. There were 2 that was 4.98 and 1 that was 4.97, and somehow it averaged to 4.97. So there we go. So what we notice here is that, so again, the only run that did not have a muffler mod is stock, right down here. So all these other ones, even though it says timing advance, carburetor only, carburetor and timing advance, all of them still had the muffler mod, right? But the highest power was produced over 3 foot-pounds of torque, 4.97 horsepower by just a muffler mod alone. And that's it. That's it. The timing advance took power away, took a lot away. And what I noticed whenever I was doing the timing advance only run, what I noticed was it dropped and dropped and dropped. It got down to like 4.6 something horsepower. And you go, why is that, right? Well, the extra timing is going to make it get hotter. You know, it just built up the heat, and your horsepower kept dropping and dropping and dropping. Yeah, you were able to get up and pretty nice and high in the RPM range. However, it wasn't worth it because you lost power because you was building up heat. Even from the very first run, though, it was not at 4.97 horsepower. So then, carburetor only. We did see an improvement with just the carburetor and over, you know, stock, of course, you know, yeah, right. But nothing touches this muffler mod only. And then you got the carburetor and timing advance at the same time, you know. Obviously, you're seeing the results, right? The one result, though, that is, I think, important is this one right here. The 4.81 horsepower with a carburetor mod only. With the carburetor mod only, we were allowed to go the highest, and we built our power highest there with that. That's your pink run. That's this one right up here. You can barely see it. It stretched out the farthest and actually had its peak power in the highest RPM range right there. Okay. The muffler mod only had more power, right? But it was at about 1,000 RPMs less. Yeah, almost exactly 1,000 RPMs less. So if we were to do this based off the numbers here, the muffler mod only is going to be the strongest, but the fastest is going to be a muffler mod and a carb mod. So even though we dropped down a little bit on horsepower, we picked up 1,000 RPMs, all right, because the carb could feed it. All right, so all of that tells us a story, right? What's it tell us? Does it tell us so far, or, you know, at least without portwork, does it tell us that a timing advance is necessary to reach higher RPMs? No. Even though a timing advance did allow us to get higher RPMs, we lost power because the timing advance alone made the saw build up too much heat. Now the timing advance with the carburetor mod, right, it didn't build up heat nearly as bad because you were able to give it more fuel and air. and it stayed cool better. And that's why we were able to see the power number for the carburetor and timing advance to creep up there and get close to the muffler mod only, right? However, the muffler mod only is still putting out better power because it's smoother, less peaky. You've got a nice broad curve there. It goes nice and broad, where the other ones are just down, and then they're allowed to stretch out a little bit further. So the timing advance allowed the power to stretch out further, but you didn't have as much torque because of all the heat. And then the carburetor modification allowed it to stretch out even further, right? So what's that tell us? It tells us that this thing needs more carburetor to pull higher RPM, which is why the 545 does not build any more power. The carburetor is too small. The 545 and the 550 have the exact same carburetor. And the carburetor on this 550 is already too small to make it pull in higher RPMs. It's already too small for that, right? So the 545, which does not have crank stuffers, there's a lot more volume down there, and you ain't going to gain any RPMs by porting it. You'll gain some torque. But that's going to be at lower RPMs. You can't stretch out with a 545. Right? You just can't do it. You don't have enough carburetor to feed the stretch, right? The 550 XP needs the carburetor mod to give it more carburetor. So you get what I'm saying? It's hard to even put this in. I've been telling folks ever since way back, 4 years ago, I ported my first 545. And I was like, man, I didn't pick up any speed at all. I gained some torque, I think, but I didn't gain any speed. So I personally think that it's absolutely useless to port a 545. But we're on the 550. Quit talking about that, Bodie. I get squirreled really easily. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, we see very clearly that by opening up the carburetor, we were allowed to stretch out to higher RPMs. And now the key is going to be to increase compression, which will increase our torque, which will allow us to maintain those higher RPMs with more torque. So therefore, in theory, we are going to gain a nice little chunk of power once we go past where we are currently at. It's still yet to be seen whether or not the timing advance is necessary for us to carry our power in the higher RPM range. And so the next test we are going to do, we got 2 saws. One of them is going to get a full port job with me messing with the port timing and everything. The other one is just going to get machine work, right? All I'm going to do is cut a nice healthy pop-up in that piston and set that cylinder down. That is going to increase your intake time, right? Which is great. But I think just as important, it's also going to increase your compression. And there you have it. These things, because of the carburetor being so small, can't quite feed at higher RPMs. I think. Okay, so the only thing we can do is keep testing, keep pushing, and trying to get better every day. All right, so I hope you liked the video. And coming up maybe tomorrow or this weekend or something like that, you'll get the next part of this series, which will be the actual testing of the ported saws. Okay? One of them's going to have all the bells and whistles. The other one, just machine work only. And we're going to mess around.